Hello. So sorry we are late. We've had major remodel meltdown the last 2 days, and so we were having to get that figured out because, yeah, we just didn't have to. We just had to. So, okay. Okay.
Grocery shopping changed forever. Yes. Here's how.
Okay. Today we are talking about grocery shopping changed forever. I do not grocery shop like normal people grocery shop. A lot of people make a list of what they're going to eat for the week, and then they make a list of the foods that they need to buy to go with that menu, and then they go to the grocery store and buy the food. I do not do it that way. I do it totally opposite that way. First of all, I do not make a menu plan at all. We eat about the same 10 dinners and just rotate them. I have 10 spring and summer dinners and then 10 fall and winter dinners, and then we just rotate them. And you might say, well, that's a lot. Well, it's only eating the same dish like 3 times a month. Eating tacos 3 times a month is not overly it's not eating too many tacos, right?
It's probably too few tacos.
That's what I was going to say. According to Mike, it's too few tacos. So, how did I change my shopping? I didn't. I've actually only done this. This is the only way I have ever done this. And what I do is I keep my pantry full and my freezer and my refrigerator full of certain foods. And then I just replenish those foods when they go on sale so that I am only making foods from what I have on hand. I do not run to the grocery store to get an ingredient. If I'm out of an ingredient, I make something different for dinner. If I make too much of something, let's say my roast is bigger than I thought it was and I have leftover roast, then I'm going to change what I had for dinner. Let's say I was thinking I was going to have chicken, but now we're just going to have something else to use leftover roast. So I use what I have on hand. I do not make special trips to the grocery store. And the big thing that changes everything is when you stop shopping each week for the meal plans, and instead you're shopping to restock your pantry. That's how we do it. Now, I just usually wait until things that go on sale. So like ketchup, barbecue sauce, mustard, all those. I just wait till those go on sale, and then I stock up on those. Meats, I stock up when they're on sale, and then I just put them in the freezer and I pull the meats out as I need them or as I use them. If meat isn't on sale, I don't buy it. So like last year, hamburger was almost non-existent in our house because there was no way I was going to pay $4 to $5 a pound for hamburger. We just did not eat hamburger. My poor boys were begging for cheeseburger rolls after a while because I just refused to buy hamburger. So we ate a lot of chicken. We ate a lot of chicken and more chicken and more chicken. And then when chicken started getting higher, then we ate some pork loin, pork roasts, some pork chops, ribs. Those were the things that were on sale. But hamburger was $4 to $5 a pound. So what you have to do is look what's on sale and then cook from your pantry, not from going to the grocery store. Okay, we're going to get more into this. If you guys have questions or comments, please put them in the chat and Mike will pull those and we will answer them. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, guys. 24 hours left on our Saving of the Green sale, 30% off our volume 1 and volume 2. You can eat better, spend less, and get ideas on what to eat. Gluten-free, dairy-free, shows you how to eat gluten-free, dairy-free for cheap without eating the same thing over and over again. I had a viewer today that she was like, I know I just started gluten-free, but I'm sick of eating the same thing over and over again. I said, okay, I'm sending you this. And so, guys, all of these tips are in our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, which are 35% off right now, livingonadime.com. And also our Save on Groceries e-course is 50% off right now. If you guys want our full e-course on how to save on groceries, this method is taught in there. It's only like $12 or something, isn't it? It's not very expensive.
Yeah, when it's on sale.
You will more than save the cost of the books and the grocery e-course. Single Guy Simple Life says, I'm starting to see some meat prices going down to Walmart. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so how do I practically fill my pantry and only cook out of my pantry? Don't make it complicated. Really, don't make it complicated. So I keep certain things in my pantry. So like baby carrots are in my refrigerator. So for fresh fruits and vegetables, baby carrots, apples, cucumbers, and broccoli are our main vegetables that we eat. They don't really go on sale a whole lot. And so in the summer, I might get them for a little bit cheaper, but year round, those are our fresh vegetables that we eat a lot. Lettuce, also lettuce. I forgot about lettuce. I like celery. So when celery is on the lower side, I will get celery for me to eat also. Then everything else, my canned goods and all of our pantry staples, like our condiments, like spices and mustard and all those, I get on sale for the rest of the year. And then, so like my ketchups and my mustards go on sale at Memorial Day and Labor Day. So I'll stock up for 6 months on those. My butter goes on sale usually at Easter and Thanksgiving. I'll stock up for 6 months on that. One lady today said that Kroger had butter for $2.99 at her store. So that's a pretty good deal. Oh, yes. Simple Guy said 4th of July also, mustard and ketchups and all those. And then meats, all your barbecue meats. So your ribs and your hamburger and your steaks all go on sale at Memorial Day and Labor Day. And then things like your hams go on sale for Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Recently, they've started having hams more at Thanksgiving. It used to just be Easter and Christmas, but now I'm noticing hams are going on sale more at Thanksgiving also. And then all of your pork rotates through the year. Your chicken rotates through the years. After holidays, when the stores have been closed, so after Thanksgiving and Christmas, usually the next day you can get some really good clearance item meats after that also, because they've been closed for one day, not selling everything. And so then they need to get rid of the food. Also, like Memorial Day and Labor Day, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I went after Memorial Day and they had ordered too much hamburger, and I got hamburger for $1 a pound. I think I got like 100 pounds or something. My cart was full of hamburger, and I didn't even touch the supply that they had. And they also had ribs, I think, for 50 cents a pound. And so I stocked up on the ribs and the hamburger for those holidays. And that way, my freezer is always full. I'm always rotating out of my freezer. I am always figuring out what I can eat from my pantry and what I can eat from what's in my freezer, and then, or what I need to eat out of my refrigerator. And then I meal plan from what I need to use up in my freezer, refrigerator, and then my pantry. And so that way I'm not running to the store every day for an item that I'm missing. I'm not wasting money buying extra things at the store that I don't need because I'm just there. And we always have food on hand so that I can always fix up a quick dinner. Now, I know that people are like, well, but what if I don't feel like eating anything today? Listen, if you're in debt and in hawk up to your eyeballs, that's the last thing you need to be doing is eating what you feel like. I don't care how hard you work. You need to get your debt paid off first. And one of the best ways to do that is to buy your groceries on sale. And I know you may say, well, life is short. Well, suck it up, Buttercup. I'm sorry. But if you are in debt and you're serious about getting out of debt, cutting your groceries is one of the easiest ways for you to save money and put that money on your debt. Stop eating out. Guys, people are eating out to the tune of $400, $500, $600, $1,000 a month is not unheard of for people eating out nowadays. And by always keeping your pantry stocked and cooking from what you have on hand in your fridge, freezer, and pantry, instead of stopping at the store and picking something up, you will save literally hundreds and thousands of dollars every month just on food that you're literally going to poop out. You might as well just be pooping out dollar bills.
Wow, that's a new
Tara that's
quote.
A vision. Every time you go out to eat, you need to hear Tara saying you're pooping out dollar bills. There you go.
Wow, I think we have a new thing. Let's get it together, people. The world needs more salt people, and you're
pooping out dollar bills. I don't know. What does everybody think about pooping out dollar bills? But no, you got to get serious and start thinking of it this way. Nobody is thinking of it this way. And you really have to start getting serious and think of it this way. All right. This video, guys, is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks. Only 24 hours left for our Saving of the Green sale. 35% off Volume 1, Volume 2. If you can only pick one, I would start with Volume 1. They are totally different recipes, but they go together as a set, but you can use them separately. Easy recipes to get you in and out of your kitchen, of which I'm not sure I'm going to ever have one of. In and out of your kitchen fast in 15 minutes or less prep time. Guys, seriously, we have tested all these recipes. I do not like cooking. That's why I wrote the cookbooks, because I realized after watching all these cooking shows, it does not have to be complicated. livingonadime.com is where you can get that. You can also get our undated planner, guys, 400-page undated planner, 10% off. We got a deal on our last printing, so we were able to do that. livingonadime.com, all of those. Did you get that sent to me, my dearest?
I did.
Do you still love me today after the whole kitchen meltdown?
Yep.
We, yeah. Oh my guys, our kitchen remodel is testing our patience.
It's at that point where we're questioning our life choices.
We're questioning the need of a kitchen.
Yeah.
I think kitchens are overrated. This is the point where you can see the end, but it's like the end never gets here. And then, yeah, now one of the biggest parts is delayed again. So anyway, you guys might get Mike's brilliant idea revealed before the kitchen is revealed, actually.
One of the biggest parts. It's not a secret what we were working on today,
well, the window, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that today we were working on countertops.
Yeah.
And having major problems.
Major meltdown with countertops.
But, when you cut your material to the wrong size, then whoops.
To the tune of what, $400 a board? Is that what it was?
That one was about $250.
$250 a board.
Yeah.
And there's what? How many did we get? 6, 7 boards? We got 7 boards.
Well, no, some of those were $350. But those aren't wasted.
Counting?
Yeah.
Who's counting?
It's not cheap.
And it was not
It's
it wasn't the contractor's fault, actually.
But one thing we did discover, which we'll probably share as part of the wrap up later, is sometimes it's worth paying more for the materials if the cheap materials require a lot of labor. Because the labor will cost you and eventually more than the materials. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Diana says Aldi butter is $2.49. Holy moly! In Rochester, New York. How much butter can you fit in a suitcase to go? I've always wanted to go to northern New York. I went to New York City, and I don't know why anybody wants to go there, but northern New York, I always thought it would be cool to go there in the summer and see all the flowers and stuff you guys have, because I just think it would be nice. Oh, thank you, Sarah. My hair is up because I didn't have time to get ready today, so thank you.
I said, we're on in 10 minutes. And she said, I know, but we got to get this figured out.
Yeah, we were talking to the contractors until 4:32 or 3. So, but we had to get it figured out.
Yeah.
We could not delay, but now I found out they're not coming back till Monday.
Okay.
So
I refer back to my statement about labor. It'll be cheaper until Monday.
All right. So I'll tell you about the kitchen remodel issues here in just a minute. Okay. Is it Mike's super secret brilliant idea? So actually yesterday was the meltdown with Mike's brilliant idea that, yeah, I can't tell you about, but it was a meltdown with that. He almost saw his wife in tears.
Actually, I think she was in tears inside. She was crying on the inside.
I was crying on the inside. It's not that it wasn't fixable on Mike's brilliant idea. It's just that we have done so much work to have to go backwards and fix it. It's like, you don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, it was bad enough that I thought, I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off of work.
Yeah.
Help her.
Yeah. He had,
fix it.
Yeah. He took off. We both took off yesterday afternoon and just worked on it because we were like, we got to get somewhere on this and feel like we're getting something done. Jim says the mountains of California have an insane and dangerous amount of snow. Yes, I have heard that. And actually we do also. We are under a hydrologic alert now because it's warming up just enough that the ice is breaking in the rivers and all the snow melt is causing flooding with ice jams. And so now they're warning everyone that we may be having ice jams with flooding. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 2 weeks around here. Also, truth seeking grandma, did I spill the detergent again? Oh, I wish that was the least of my worries.
What was it?
Did I spill the detergent again?
Oh,
let me tell you, I wish I would have spilled the detergent because it would have been so much easier. All right. Cooking with cat lover. Let's see. She loves mom's knowledge and all of her research. Yay. I do research too, guys, just so you know. Mary, how did the root canal go? Thank you for all of you who are praying for that. For those of you who don't know, my brother had a root canal and was paralyzed from it. And then he couldn't use his arms. He couldn't lift more than half a pound for like 2 years or something. It was ridiculous. And he never did regain full use. And then it happened again 10 years later. He was paralyzed again from the same thing. And so to say that my family is paranoid about root canals is an understatement, but it went very, very well. And recovery seems to be going very good. So thank you for those of you who are praying on that. We appreciate it. It's kind of been one of those weeks where you're like, wow, you're starting the week off with a root canal. How much worse can it get? But let me tell you, it just kept going down. I'm afraid to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
well, and for Tara, the stress of thinking about that happening to her brother and not wanting that to happen to our son
Yes.
came at the same time that Mike's brilliant idea erupted into a volcano.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Margot says on that pooping, whatever you said about pooping, she said, add that to quit stuffing your face.
Yeah.
I forgot that's a Tara thing too.
I know. Yeah. And guys, listen, I tell myself that I'm overweight. I have to tell myself, quit stuffing your face. You're just eating too much food, period. That's what it boils down to. And so you can do all the keto and carnivore and diabetic and all the other stuff that you want. But if you just stop stuffing your face, you'll start losing weight. Now, I'm not going to say that's easy because I'm right there with you. I totally get it. But anyway, Vicky says, I love having my own grocery store at my house. I have been cleaning my pantries and making a list of what I'm low on. Yay. Very good. Yes, I need to refill my pantry. But honestly, I have not had time with the kitchen remodel and everything melting down and now we're having to be careful of money because our remodel has gone significantly over budget, even doubling what we thought it would be. It's gone significantly over that, partly because of Mike's brilliant idea.
We added a couple big things that weren't originally what they told
which
us
they
thought it would be.
And we knew that. Like, we weren't planning on getting new appliances. We weren't planning on getting the kind of countertops that we're doing. But visually for YouTube videos, I think we will more than make the money back, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Just from the comments alone. Oh my goodness. And then I ordered material from Hobby Lobby for curtains, and I'm more excited over my $6 curtains than the thousands of dollars remodel. We should have just gotten a new bar and new curtains.
Well, it's funny because when this whole thing started, for those of you who remember Tara talking about how much she absolutely hates the kitchen, and even that video we did where we got the thumbnail of her holding the chainsaw going, and even so, I would hear her every day say, I hate this kitchen. I'm just going to rip it out today. And I was thinking, I've heard about remodeling, and I see a nostril flaring wife. Remodeling, nostril flaring wife. What's the potential that remodeling could become more nostril flaring? Not sure. So that's why I kind of tried to procrastinate. And finally I was like, okay, let's just do the kitchen and get it over with.
But
and
really,
now I discovered there's more nostril flaring in the remodel than before.
But the kitchen was not functional. It wasn't functional. The lady that had the house before, she said she had no problem. And I have absolutely no idea how she cooked in that kitchen. I really don't, because I'm just like, there was no countertop space for anything. And now we have no countertops, and we may never get countertops because we can't get it figured out. Okay. Susan, thank you for teaching me how to shop. I have saved so much. I am so glad. I am so glad. Janet says, you have taught me good. I saved $300 this month on food. Wow. Honestly, Dining on a Dime cookbook, guys, I'm telling you, person after person says they get this, they read it like a novel, and the next trip to the grocery store, they save hundreds of dollars. As a matter of fact, we're talking about doing this budgeting e-course. And I have it all lined out. I've got everything all lined out and everything. But I'm sitting here wondering, are people going to actually want to do it and listen to what we say? I don't know if they would want to actually do what is needed to get out of debt.
Yeah, we found in the past, we found out that we were talking about getting out of debt all the time. And finally, we were able to see what people are searching on YouTube, and almost nobody, or on Google, and almost nobody is looking to get out of debt. They're all looking for, how do I refinance my debt? How do I borrow money out of my debt? How do I get a reverse mortgage? So they're basically looking for ways to have more debt. So we were just finding very few, nobody's really looking for the debt.
I don't know. I mean, anyway. Okay. Esther says our Winco has 1 pound chubs of ground beef on a regular basis under $3. That's great. That's great. I hear Winco has really good prices. We have one in Billings that we've gone to, Mom and I think twice maybe. And we got a few things, but I didn't see exceptional prices. Like, I did stock up at one Winco shopping trip, but I'm trying to think. What did we buy? I can't remember. It seems like it was some sort of canned goods or something was on sale.
For when?
When we went to Winco in Billings.
Oh, was I not with you that day?
No, that was Mom and I.
No wonder I didn't remember.
Mary, I learned from you, Tara. It saves a lot of money, time, and effort. Then I plot my meals following your cookbooks on the gluten-free, dairy-free. Thank you. That is great. Cindy, I hadn't shopped all this month until today. I was stocked up and didn't eat anything. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I shop about once a month. And then we'll stop at the grocery store for somebody's dairy-free chocolate bars.
Which we
ice
haven't
cream
gotten
bars.
for 2 months.
It has been
It has been 2 months.
not 2 months.
There's nostril flaring happening.
I'm just kidding. So we'll go and like Mike has these particular dairy-free ice cream bars that he really likes. So we'll get those every 3 or 4 days. No, I'm just messing with you. So we'll get those.
Clearly you are.
We'll get milk about twice a month, and then vegetables about twice a month. And that's about it. I think Mike's creamer, he likes his creamer. We run out of that. And that's only, we could actually buy that. We need to just start buying like 2 or 3 of those at a time, because then we wouldn't run out so much. So we go get a couple of things, but otherwise it's just shopping for things that are on sale to restock. But if you guys notice, my Tightwad Tuesdays, I haven't been showing a lot of grocery sales because I haven't been going grocery shopping. I haven't done any big grocery shopping except for the case sale for the canned goods. That was on sale, but not normal grocery shopping like for cheese and stuff like that. I haven't done that for 2 months. I think the case sale is the biggest grocery shopping trip I've done for 2 months. And if you guys saw videos, our videos are about a 7 day to 2 week delay for some of those. So, Mary, pantry cooking is the best. Hate grocery shopping. Send me next. Rather shop from freezer and pantry. Very good. Debbie got for her birthday volume 1. Yay! I'm so happy birthday. 35% off, guys. The last 24 hours of our sale. 35% off all of our print cookbooks and 50% off our ebooks, guys. We have a ton of ebooks.
Yes, we do.
Carissa loves the chicken. The soup and the chicken in the crock pot. Yes. I have lost my crock pot. We need my crock pot for Mike's brilliant idea to figure out a major issue with it, and we cannot find the crock pot.
Are we slow cooking Mike's brilliant idea?
Yeah. Mike's brilliant idea is about to go up in flames. I don't know. I saved it today, so I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. Kimberly, I made white chicken chili enchiladas. Oh my goodness, that would be so delicious. I browned the tortillas so they wouldn't be soft and then poured the sauce over and put them under the broiler for a few minutes with the cheese on top. So delicious. We got our stove in so we can start baking and broiling now. Oh, yum. Her husband doesn't like enchiladas, but he likes that. I'll have to make that. That's really good with some goat cheese on top because we're dairy free. Jack's the only one who eats milk in our family now. We found out. For me, it helps my fibromyalgia. For Mike, it helps his throat clearing issues and his, yeah. And Dave has not really an allergy. Well, it used to be an allergy when he was a baby, but now it's more of a sensitivity. Jill finally got on live. Hi. Love your cookbooks. Also shop and cook like you are describing. Good. I am so glad. Sarah, love the Tightwad Tuesdays video. I'm going to be buying condo sometime in the next year or so once they build, and I'm trying to be tight. Very good. Elizabeth, now I just shop for sales and replenish my pantry. You taught me that. No more strict meals first week. I make what I have on hand. Good job. Sue, I use ground turkey most of the time instead of hamburger. Yep, I like ground turkey also. How long do the seasonings in your cookbooks last, Linda? So volume 1 and volume 2 have a whole bunch of seasonings. I know there's like 20 different seasonings. And then gluten-free has the seasonings from volume 1. And years. They last a really long time. If you live in a high humid area, you can put a few pieces of rice in your seasonings and then it won't get clumpy. And you can do that. Hello, Kimmy. Hello. I saw you called, but we were in the middle of a major meltdown for the remodel, like major. So I'm sorry. I'll try and call you. Well, I'll probably have to call you tomorrow, actually. So, Diana, she loves little drumsticks this week for 79 cents a pound. There you go. I think that's only European. There's no littles in the United States, is there? I don't think so. I think it's just just the UK. Donna got her 2 books today. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay. The spine of the gluten-free, dairy-free book, please. I have it in my book paste, but can't find it. This is what it looks like.
Right I was there. Like, wait, what's the question? I realized I think she means like, what does it look like?
That's what the spine looks like. Yeah, there you go. Lori, we eat salads 5 days a week, so we have to buy it weekly. There you go. Elizabeth, don't know why I never thought of getting maybe 5 items when they're on sale than just 1 for the week. You guys make so much sense. Now I'm stocking up and loving it. Yay! I am so glad. Yeah. So like I only buy mustard and ketchup like 2 or 3 times a year. And I restock my pantry when it's on sale. And then I don't buy it the rest of the year. I mean, I'm not going to say I never buy ketchup if we run out of ketchup, but I should say I don't have to buy it. And usually I've estimated enough that I know like we use 1 bottle of ketchup a month. So I'll just get 6 or 8 bottles of ketchup. And then if we happen to use more or whatever. Brenda says Kroger has peanut butter for 99 cents a jar this week. Wow, that's great. Carolina, ordered 3 cookbooks. They're on the way. I know that we are spending way too much on groceries, but we really don't know how to bring it down. Please help. I have tons of food allergies and intolerances, so I eat organic, mostly health foods. I also eat special foods that are dairy-free and gluten-free, like the fake cheeses and plant-based milks and gluten-free breads, pizza dough, pasta, etc. My husband and girls eat dairy-free, gluten-free, but not necessarily organic. I'm nervous to say, but we spend $400 a week. I think that even if I did non-organic, we would still be spending way too much. Yeah. So I don't know what you're eating, but I am gluten-free, dairy-free, have a ton of intolerances. So my diet's fairly limited. And I still only spend about $100 just on me. Now, I'm not organic and all that stuff. But first of all, I would say, you know, are you eating too much food, first of all? Are you overweight? If you're overweight and you need to cut back on food, then you need to cut back on food. That's one thing I think people don't realize. There's a lot of people with really high grocery bills are overweight. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying if that's something, actually, can I please also? Then that's what I would.
Here, let's take care of the frugal straw tip. Okay, go ahead. Oops. It didn't work so well. The frugal straw tip is the straw has a hole in it. So I just hold it.
And that's a reused cup, by the way, guys, with our own homemade lemonade. Not homemade lemonade, but own lemonade. Our own lemonade. Yes. And so you may have to cut back on some things like the cheese. I get dairy-free cheese. I just buy it when it's on sale like you do normal stuff. So Simple Guys for Life. How long does beef last in the freezer? Oh my goodness, like a year, and then you can cook it and it'll last another year.
So cook it and yeah, last another year back in the freezer. Yeah. Sorry, I just little. So we have confirmation there definitely is little in the U.S., at least in New Jersey and South Carolina.
Really?
Well, no, it said the Carolinas, so probably North and South Carolina. Probably in more places, I imagine.
Nancy, which is more expensive, turkey or ham? I don't know. Get whichever one's on sale. I mean, I would say they're probably about the same price by the time, even though the turkey costs less per pound, by the time you count the bones and stuff, it's probably about the same between turkey and ham is what I would say from my prices, but you just have to see for you. Stephanie's finally watching us live. Thank you. Amazing Grace. My hens are doing good right now, giving us 6 to 7 eggs per day. Wow. My friend and viewer, Kim, she is so nice. She goes to our church too. And she gave us 18 eggs. No.
Oh.
But she gave us 18 eggs the other day. And I was thank you. Do we have the frankincense and myrrh that we can add to this? Yes. Vicky says bread is on sale for 99 cents. Very good. Carissa, your biscuits taste better than the restaurant, don't they? Oh my goodness. Mike's Baking Powder Biscuits, Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, and then the Angel Biscuits in Volume 2, I think. Oh, they are so good, and they're so easy. They are so easy. Steffi, have you ever thought of playing the audio of your YouTube videos on a podcast? I listen to podcasts at work and would love that. Maybe others would as well. Oh, I didn't even think about pulling the audio and putting on that. Well, why don't we do that?
Well, I was wondering on podcasts if they mean like the way that we were doing podcasts before. So you can listen to it on your...
That's exactly what she means.
So you can listen to it on your iPod. Wow, we're old.
But why are we doing that? Just because we don't have time?
Well, it wasn't... I mean, if it doesn't need to be edited, it's not hard. It doesn't take hardly any time. I just set up all the infrastructure for it, and then we broke it down, and I can recreate it again if we want to do that.
Well, maybe we should get somebody doing that.
It was really easy to upload it. It took me like an hour or two to edit when you and your mom were doing your. Like,
but if we just pulled the shows and just put the whole show on,
wouldn't take anything.
Could Jay or Sumner do that or something?
Somebody could do it. Yeah, it'd be easy.
Okay, we'll add that to our to-do. Yeah. Okay. No, Steffi, we haven't thought about doing that. Maybe we should. Daniel, thank you for the motivation. I went from spending $120 a week down to $65 for 2 weeks in a row. Hot dog. Yes. You go, dude. That is great. You know what? Daniel, send me your email or send me your mailing address, editor@livingonadime, and I will send you a cookbook. Oh my goodness. Tell me which one you want. If you've bought one already, I'll send you the other one. Editor@livingonadime.com, and I will send you one, Daniel. That is great. Stacy, my kids took me out for my birthday at a Mexican restaurant. Oh, that sounds good.
Oh no. Cat Lover says I so messed up on Mike's biscuits recipe. I made hockey pucks. How do you do that, I wonder?
You forget the baking powder.
So it would be no baking powder, Cat Lover.
Yeah.
I never had that recipe as I was testing.
Or your baking powder's dead.
As I was making that recipe, I never had any of the biscuit recipes completely fail. I just noticed that if I added too much of something or too little of something, then it was less good.
That's because I keep my baking powder fresh. No, it's just because we bake so much that I go through it quickly. If you don't bake a lot, your baking powder can expire.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, back to Stacy. Her kids took her out to a Mexican restaurant. She asked for a container and brought the extra salsa home and have been enjoying it every day. Yep, we do too, every time. Our favorite Mexican restaurant loves us, so they always bring us extra salsa. So
yes.
We need to figure out a new joke for Leon.
For what?
For Leon. We need to figure a new joke for him. Because every time we only ask for the mild salsa. And he's always asking us, you want hot? You want hot? Because he knows we only want mild. So he's always messing with us.
We used to get the mild and the hot, but wow, as we get older, I find that hot is less friendly than it used to be.
Heather says, do you ever shop at online thrift stores? No, I've never even heard of an online thrift store. I don't even know what that is.
I was trying to throw a compliment.
Oh, sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said, I forgot what I said.
Here, let me gaze into your eyes.
I said, as we get older, the salsa is just not as friendly to us. And then I said, she doesn't have that problem.
Oh, thank you.
She doesn't have that problem. So I realized I was talking too quiet.
All right. Candy loves how I keep it real in your nonsense approach. I learn the best that way. Yes. Envision Tara telling you you're pooping out dollars. You're pooping dollars. We need to come up with a meme for that. Pooping out dollars. Nicole just made the barbecue meatballs from our Dining on a Dime Volume 1, 35% off right now, guys. Only 24 hours left. The barbecue meatballs are my grandma's recipe in there.
Yeah, they're one of the top recipes that people talk about making.
Very delicious. Robin, will baking French bread with self-rising flour cause it to come out too doughy? Shouldn't. It would make it more poofy is what it would. So it'd be actually less doughy probably. Amazing Grace Ranch. That's why I'm not going to remodel my kitchen. Too much stress. Okay, so I know when it's done, we're going to love it.
And
but right now, it's getting on my nerves.
Well, and we made a huge plan to assume everything was going to cost more, take longer than we thought, be more frustrating than we thought. And then I think when we saw how quickly everything was going on the first day,
we were all excited. Oh,
somehow down inside of me, I think I
thought it would be done sooner. Yeah.
All those things that we thought about it taking longer and costing more and being more frustrating are all out the window now. And now we're at that place and we're like, it's kind of like winter in Wyoming. Okay.
We're done.
We're done. Oh, goody. Snow again on the first day of spring. Just wonderful.
Yesterday was the first full day of spring, second full day of spring, I guess. I always think of spring as March 21st because when I was a kid, it was on the 21st, and then they changed it to the 20th for whatever wacko reason they changed it. But it used to be on the 21st, so that's why I always think of it as first day of spring. But anyway, on the 21st, yesterday, we had probably 5-6 inches of snow.
They were saying up to a half an inch of snow.
And we got like 6 inches.
And we haven't gotten out there to snow blow it yet, and it's already mostly melted.
Our poor contractor, his worker slipped and fell, and he thinks he tore his ACL maybe in his knee. And I felt so bad. He said he was braking in the car on his right leg for 8 hours yesterday. And he said his knee was hurting so bad. And I felt bad for him because they were plowing yesterday, just plowing and plowing and plowing. Mary, we paid off $30,000 in debt since January. Very good. Now that's good. See, now you're the kind of inspiration that I think the people for our budget e-course will want.
Yep.
But the thing is, do people actually want to hear that they're not going to be able to go shopping every day and that they're going to have to buy their clothes at the thrift store? Or maybe, heaven forbid, we not buy any clothes at all except from the kids that are just totally necessary.
Yeah, but the focus is, okay, Mary, now that $30,000 is paid off, how has that changed your life? I think it's getting the picture of how it actually helps you. Because even though when we paid off our house completely at the last house, even though at first it was like, wait, what? It's kind of anticlimactic. We hardly recognized that it happened. But then a couple months later, I think it finally caught up. Well, it caught up with me because I was the one paying the bills and seeing all the income.
Seeing our bank account going up.
Yeah. And I realized, whoa, that made a huge difference in our lives.
So when our bank account hit $20,000, you were like, woohoo!
Well, and it was enough of a change that when we paid off the house, we were able to go to take the whole family to Europe for 7 weeks and pay cash.
$20,000 cash now.
Yeah, 7 people, $20,000 cash for 7
weeks.
Sorry, 6. How many people did we bring? 5 and a half.
Yeah.
We brought 5 people for the whole time and 1 person for
6. Yeah, for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
1 person for 2 weeks and 5 people for 7 weeks.
Yeah. So that was but the fact that we were able to pay cash for that because we didn't have, because we had totally paid off the house mortgage, that was huge.
Yeah. Joyful Noise would love my supermarket. My store has tall discount produce rack with all sorts of great produce for pennies on the dollar. We get bananas, various kinds of squash, bell peppers, oranges, apples. Oh, see, I need to come to your grocery store and film the clearance. Because see, really, I know everybody keeps saying Mom and I have really good deals, but let me tell you, my town is not a good town for deals. Really. I have never... This town has really good garage sales. I was in one other town that had as good of garage sales. But this town really doesn't have that great.
Manhattan had great garage sales. Manhattan, Kansas, if you live there, you're in garage sale heaven. Yes.
Peg, I think what you should show are the amazing pictures in your cookbooks. They are quality. Well, thanks, because we didn't take them.
They're still amazing.
They're still
Because
amazing.
let photographic professionals do that.
But there's our red velvet cake.
But we did take the pictures of the recipe cards.
And then we put in like our recipe cards, the original recipe cards. So this is my great grandmother's original recipe card. And then like here's my grandma's right there. And then let's see, what are some other hold on just a second, let me see. Like here's the funnel cakes right there. And then
I think somebody's doing donuts in the driveway.
there you go see if she's stuck. I bet she's stuck. Oh dear, does she need help pushing? Jack's riding the youth group, I think, just got stuck in the driveway. She get out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They got the vehicle with the tracks on, the snow tracks on it.
He's kidding.
Am I?
Barbara, you just bought the countertops. I saw your show yesterday. So we actually bought the countertops 2 weeks ago. That show is just delayed getting edited. So I have to delay them a little bit longer now because I'm having my editors do them, but it takes it off of me. So
when I was talking about the vehicle with the snow tracks, though, in Wyoming, the kids, when they first get their learner's permit to drive, where they have to drive with mom and dad in the seat next to them, almost everyone we've seen, the families immediately put their kids in the driver's seat when there's a foot of snow. It's ice everywhere.
You got to figure it out.
Just throw them in the water and have them swim.
Yeah. Wanda wants to know, Tara, are you the lady in a skirt and wearing a bun today? So you want to see what I got on? Oh, can they see? Oh, they can't see. Hold on. Okay. So I have my painting pants on.
I thought that was funny when she asked if you were wearing the skirt and the bun today. She's been in painting clothes all day.
I didn't even take time to get my painting clothes.
Did you even just put the sweater on over your painting clothes?
No, I did. I did at least take my painting top off. But Barbara, did you have to speak South African Dutch to them? No, they speak English really good.
Although it's funny is today I was helping them cut some stuff and they were speaking the South African, Afrikaans is the language. Yeah, it's like South African Dutch. And it was like, I felt like I was actually understanding the conversation. So they've definitely been around a while.
Jim, Sheridan Deer Park in their yard. Oh, yeah, we have deer all the time. Dee Dee, nice to be here. Saw your Taiwan Tuesday video yesterday. Snow on the ground, looked cold, but you guys didn't have coats on. What's the temperature on St. Patrick's Day? So it was probably, 38, 39 that day?
Oh, yeah, it was a heat wave. I mean, we've been so used to zero lately, and when it was in the 30s, we were working pretty hard. Of course, Tara was sitting by the fire, waiting for the fire to clear her 4 square feet of snow.
Tara's brilliant idea wasn't so brilliant.
But between the moving around a lot and just being used to a lot colder temperatures, it seems like it's nice to get out when it's 35 degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah. And today it was over freezing. It was maybe 35 is over freezing too, but it was
probably 40.
It was close to 40 today. So our 6 inches of snow from yesterday was a lot of puddle.
Yeah. Shay, we use your cookbooks as part of our homeschool. Yay, that's great.
All right.
Lynette, I made an easy sweet and sour chicken dinner and then a dump cherry cake for dessert. Oh, yum. Jim, are you still waiting on the window? Yes. It was supposed to be here March 1st. Then they told us April 1st, and I called yesterday, and now it's April 6th. Yeah. Donna, any remodeling tips? We are fixing to do our laundry room. Actually, as they are remodeling the kitchen, I am remodeling my laundry room myself. Next batch. And I'm going to have a video on that probably in 2 or 3 weeks.
It's about your clothes.
Business on top, party on the bottom. Mandy says about my clothes. That's funny. I know.
That is pretty hilarious. When I used to work at in television, there was a show that we did with was like a political show, and the guy who was in charge of the show, he would always come in with his skankiest jeans and like a business suit with a tie and all that, and he would sit at the table so you couldn't see his pants, and it might be shorts and flip-flops.
You guys have no idea how many times I do that. I do it all the time because usually we're running to come get in here for the show, and so yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted momentarily.
It's fine.
All right, coming at
man.
you.
Oh man.
There it
man.
goes.
Oh man.
Your way. Headed your way. Yes.
Gina says, same here in North Dakota. If it's above 0, it's all good. I know.
It is funny how, because I was talking to a friend in Florida the other day, and he was saying, it's so cold here. It's like 63 degrees. I was thinking, whoa, we'd be out in shorts with sunscreen hiking in the mountains. I mean, if it was 63 degrees out, it would be
we
like,
wouldn't know what to do with ourselves.
Wow. That's funny because it's kind of like in Ireland, it never gets above like 65 degrees there. So when it's like 67, everybody gets out and gets in the water.
Single Guy Simple Life says, I wish I would have heard about this channel years ago. Well, thank you. So here's my thing. So people like Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman and all these financial gurus, they always tell people, okay, you have to cut out the new cars, you have to cut out eating out and all this, but they don't tell people how to buy a used car. They don't tell people they have to suck it up and buy a clicker. Well, I mean, Dave Ramsey does sort of, but they don't tell people how to eat at home. They don't tell people how to shop at thrift stores. And so that's the kind of budgeting e-course that I'm wanting to put together, is showing people how we go to the grocery store and shop, show people how we cook, show people how we buy a car, how we drive 20-year-old cars, how we don't go on vacation and things that you can do instead of going on vacations. How you may just have to suck it up for a while until you get it paid off, and then you can start having fun. But I don't know that people want to actually hear that. And what would you title it? I mean, we could call it Get It Together, People Budgeting, but what would we call something like that? I don't know.
Wait, a budgeting thing?
Living debt-free.
People didn't like those kind of titles.
I know.
Actually, maybe it needs to be something like, you'll never guess. I don't know. You'll never guess what your budget is doing to you.
Financial Freedom Workshop. I don't know.
No. People don't want the financial freedom. They want avoid nuclear war by making a budget.
So I don't know. What do we call it, guys? What do you call something like that to get people to want it? Put it in the comments. Michael, pull him and I'll get him in just a second. Mandy, tell me more about this throat clearing issues. My husband does that 1,000 times a day. What did it help? No dairy. Okay. So after COVID and the whole family being together at home for 2 years, I was about to divorce Michael. I love you, dear.
No,
he was about to divorce me. What?
I was about to say, oh, wow.
So Mike has a throat clearing issue, and it's not quiet at all.
I don't have it anymore, do I?
No. And I'm not kidding. I actually timed it to make sure that I wasn't just exaggerating. It was every 30 seconds to 1 minute, really, like all day long. And I was like, there has got to be something causing this. So he did a food test. You don't need to do a food test because we found out the majority of people that have this problem, it's dairy. So just try cutting out the dairy. And now he only does it when he's sick and not quite, not every 30 seconds to a minute anymore.
Well, so. And I think at the time I discovered, because I used to be on the music team at church, I discovered if I don't eat anything at all, and then I suck on a cough drop, I won't do it. Mm-hmm. So if you have any dairy at all, it'll cause it. So
it's a mucus buildup is what it is.
But I also realized that even if I had a little bit of dairy, if I sucked on a cough drop, even though I don't have a cough, but I suck on the cough drop and the menthol or something makes it stop. So that was a treatment I learned before Tara gave me the food test. And the food test said, hey, you're off the charts on dairy. And it's a dairy protein, so it's not a lactose thing.
It's the protein.
Yeah.
So you can try A2 milk. You can look into A2 milk. And we haven't tried Mike on A2 milk yet. We can try that. But you can try A2 milk and see. But if he cuts all dairy and it goes away, you can try the A2 milk. If A2 milk doesn't do it, then it's just a protein in general for milk. It's a casein, however you want to say it, protein. Nikki, Tara, would you take a money order for your cookbooks? Yes, we do take checks and money orders. Send it to Living on a Dime, P.O. Box 6837, Sheridan, Wyoming, 82801. P.O. Box 6837, Sheridan, Wyoming, 82801. And be sure to add shipping. If you're getting the cookbooks, it's like $7 shipping for the first book and then $2 shipping for each additional book. Living on a Dime to Grow Rich. Maybe that's what we should just call our budgeting course. Living on a Dime to Grow Rich budget course.
Yep.
Actually, because that's the whole point of it.
Yes.
That's why I thought shop at the thrift store, so I can be rich and have a really nice house that I like instead of throwing money away on clothes that I don't need. Lisa says our recipes are really great. Thank you. Our cookbooks are on sale, guys, right now. 35% off for our print books and 50% off of our ebooks. And then we also have our daily planner, undated daily planner, 400 pages, 366 days, 10% off right now.
And that one we've never had that on sale. Well,
well, I think we had it on sale when we
had the
printed
a yearly one done. Yeah.
Mary, I would love the e-course. I grew up dirt poor, never want to go back. Yes, I was homeless twice before 10 years old. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't blame you. Yeah. Barbara, I truly think Tara could fix our country's debt problem. Oh, do you know how many people I would make mad with that? I would have to get bodyguards because my life would be in danger if I was the treasurer of the country. Yes. Is that who's running the money in our country? That's not who's running the money in our country. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, who knows where the money in our country is going?
Who knows who's actually running the money in our country? Kathy says, using your cookbooks and ebooks and getting out of debt, I paid off everything except my house. Thank you, Tara and Mike. You're welcome. Mandy, I always shop sales and loss leaders. I got 30 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken today for $1.97 a pound. You go, girl. Ordering the gluten-free cookbook. It's the green one, guys, right there. And yes, try the white chicken chili enchiladas. They're amazing. Yay. Dee Dee, yes, I put rice in my salt shakers. Been doing it for years. Yes. She's in her apron. Come on. I made a big decision on something, so I would love your feedback. Oh, you were calling me for a big decision. And I will call you as soon as I can. I'm sorry. I was not there for Kimmy. Kimmy needed me, and I was not there for her.
I tell you what, Kimmy.
I'm sorry. We were having a countertop meltdown. Like a really big countertop meltdown. I'm sorry. I wasn't there for you. Sue, I use credit cards and not cash. I don't know how people do a whole no spend month. I don't either.
What,
she's in her apron. On the peanut butter, watch for expiration dates. I noticed ours expires in July. Whoa, that's quick. Always be prepared. I remade my shaker bottle today with your taco seasoning and one for fajita seasoning. Yay! 10 pounds of taco meat. Oh, I can 10 pounds of taco meat and 10 pounds of sloppy Joe meat today. Wow. Barbara, would you please run for treasurer? Save our country. That's funny. Except I don't think it's the treasurer that's spending all the money.
No, the treasurer's just the one that gets blamed for it.
It's the Congress and
it's Congress. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Cindy, turn my
go ahead. Give the alcoholic the keys to the liquor cabinet. No problem.
Cindy, Tara, and Mike, first time chat. I found chicken thighs and drumsticks for 92 cents a pound. Wow, that's great. At Winn-Dixie and St. Augustine. Where's St. Augustine? Is that Florida? Couldn't resist. Good going. Gail, half pound meat like you do really is enough meat. I don't think it would be Didn't think it would be great. Yeah, so use meat as a condiment, not as a main dish. Lynette, I forgot. We got to go tomorrow morning and pick up my thrift store buys. Lynette, my intolerance to dairy has gotten so bad now. What is a good tasting dairy-free cheese? I like the, it's like dairy. It's like dairy. Hold on just a second. It's the most common one. It's like Dare Ease or something, or, what's it called? It is, Daiya, Daiya, D-A-I-Y-A, Daiya, D-A-Y.
Daya, I would say Daya.
Daiya,
If it were
D-A-I-Y-A is the one that I've used. Now, I will be honest, I don't have much of a selection of dairy-free cheese. As a matter of fact, I have to drive 2 hours if I want to get dairy-free cheese. Well, I mean, if it's not goat cheese or sheep cheese, but that's super expensive too. Tammy, my pastor's wife, is frugal. I showed her your cookbook. She absolutely loved them. At our next women's meeting, I'm going to bring the books. Well, thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Jill, your tips are first fist-sized portions to help with overeating, overweight. Yes, you're right. It does. And actually on the Budget East course thing, our pastor asked if we wanted to run a finance class for our church. And we told him no.
Sorry, Chad.
But now I'm wondering if maybe we should. I don't know.
Well,
I just don't think people
just kidding.
I just don't think people could handle it.
Actually, Tara's had some trouble with a lot of groups at church because she's lived in such dire circumstances in her life that it's hard to listen to how overcome a lot of people get with circumstances that seem a lot less dire. You know, like
I
stressed
can't
out about soccer practice
and RV payments and snowmobile payments and eating out 5 times a week.
If you're brought to tears by soccer practice, Tara's like, "Oh, we didn't have heat except in one room of the house. Get it together, people."
So I really don't have patience with them is my problem. I'm nice.
She's nice, but she doesn't usually want to get involved for that reason.
But I'm like, if you don't want to do what it takes to get out of debt, don't waste my time having me talk to you. You know what I mean?
The truth is, though, what you would get is a lot of people would say, "Well, that's interesting." And a few people would be like, "Pfft." And then a small number of people would say, "Oh, that's the most brilliant thing I've ever heard." Then we can get a medication and they'll be fine. They'll learn to get over it.
Grandma Kitty, hit the local something or another bakery. Got 2 packages of buns, bagels, large. Oh, it must be a bakery outlet. Okay. Well, that's what it said. Sorry. Rye bread because they made them too large for the slicer, all under $15. Oh, good. That's good. Yeah. Sue, I think ThredUp is an online thrift store. Oh, no. Yeah. If you're talking about ThredUp, are you kidding me? That's a ridiculous waste of money. Paula, I found myself going for second helpings automatically, not because I was still hungry. Such a bad habit. Yeah. And my bad habit, the reason why I'm overweight is I snack. And working on the computer. What did I do now? Oh, I injured myself.
Oh my.
How did I do that?
Again.
My habit is snacking. I don't like when I'm sitting at the computer working on business stuff. I'm at the point where I really hate doing the business stuff. And so then I just sit there and I have to get up every 30 minutes or 20 minutes. And so I just go to get some more tea or snack or something. And I'm trying to stop stacking so much is what I'm trying to do. Amber, what do you do for produce if you cut back on shopping and reasoning? Frozen. Yeah, we just use frozen. So baby carrots will last a month in your refrigerator. So I just buy baby carrots for a month. Celery will last a month. Lettuce will last 3 weeks if you keep it in the wrapper, we found out. That's mom's trick there. And then everything else, frozen broccoli, frozen cauliflower, frozen peas and carrots and all of that. Frozen onions, peppers. Christy, I went shopping, total came $400. People behind me didn't breathe. After coupons on my store card, I got it all for $79. Woo! And then the lady said, "How did I do that?" And I said, planning sales carefully. Jenny, Tara, really love you and Jill's shopping trips. Yay. Well, I'm so glad, guys. We're going to have to drive the 2 hours to Gillette and Billings and Casper, I guess, and hit some new places because our town really doesn't have that much. As a matter of fact, I was trying to think for next week's well, no, I already have videos shot for the next 2 Tightwad Tuesdays. But then after that, we're going to be in Colorado. No, we're not.
For what?
Tightwad Tuesdays. Well, so anyway, garage sales are going to be starting. So Mom and I are going to start doing garage sales too.
You're going to Colorado for Grandma's birthday.
Yeah, but that's like way after everything else we're doing. I totally forgot about that. Okay, Gina, is the sun shining?
Before then.
Gina says, is the sun shining today here in North Dakota? We got 4 more inches, but today it's sunny, balmy, 42. It was here too. I think it was 40, 42 here too. Yeah. We actually got the drive a little bit cleared. I still have 8-foot drifts in my yard. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not 8, but we easily have 6-foot drifts in a few places back here. As a matter of fact, I went to go try to get some windows. I have more windows like this right behind this wall here, the ones that I got at the garage sale. And I'm using them for my paintings and my decorating and all that. And I was trying to get one for my laundry room makeover and frozen to the ground. I can't get them out. They're stuck. But I don't want to take a blowtorch or a flame torch to them because then it'll burn up. So I'm just going to have to wait until I can get it gone. Kathy says, yes, she would love a budget e-course. The average person pays $100 a month on clothes, says Gail. That's ridiculous. $1,200 a year on clothes? That's ridiculous. Good grief. Heather says, do you recommend shopping at farmers market? Not really. It used to be a good way to save money, but I haven't. Well, no, now that's not true. When I went to Pennsylvania with my daughter, was it 6 years ago now, 5 years ago? Pennsylvania actually had some good farmers markets deals. They actually did. But I have not lived in a town that has had farmers markets be a good deal for more than 25 years now. So if you have a town where the food is actually cheaper than the grocery store, go for it. But nowadays, most of the farmer markets are just guys buying the same food that you get at the grocery store, and they're just reselling it, pretending like they're farmers, and they're not. So
I was just surprised. For a lot of the farmers markets I've seen have become kind of more chic. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're paying for the
$8.49 a pound for tomatoes or something.
Mm-hmm. Mary says, $30,000 less in credit and debt. My life was better because my husband lost his job. We had no financial worries because of the pantry freezer and no credit card bills. Next one. Yeah, that's really, really good. And that's exactly why you do it because, yeah. While Mike's sending me the next questions, Natasha says, could you give me suggestions on how to effectively coupon when online grocery shopping? I don't think you can. I haven't found a way to grocery shop and use coupons online.
But Tara doesn't like to use coupons.
But I don't use coupons anyway.
Yeah.
Nancy says you hand in your paper coupons when you pick up your food. But see, at my store, you have to pay for the food ahead of time. So they're not going to give you a refund. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas. Kitsy says our local farmers market is so expensive it's not worth buying anything. Yeah. She goes for the atmosphere. I mean, that's fine. Normally that's what I do, just to go roam. And even you guys got to be careful. Like Amish made stuff. Like we have a new Amish settlement here in Wyoming, just not very far from us. And they have Amish made this and Amish made that. But like all their Amish made tables and chairs and everything, they might be made by the Amish, but they're using power tools because those cuts are
made by the Amish in China.
Kind of wonder. But and they say they're made in Amish chairs and that, but they have them shipped in from Wisconsin, I think. And so they might be Amish made, but they're Amish made in a factory because first of all, I see them all over online as the same exact chair, same design, everything. But you have to be careful with some of that stuff because just because it's Amish made doesn't mean it's anything whoopee, or just because it's a farmer's market doesn't mean it's anything whoopee. So, Christy, I used the savings from the food shopping and paid off the car a year early. I was so thrilled when the title came. Truck gets paid off next year early. Woo! That's great. Frugal living with Brenda. I go shopping because it's winter in Minnesota and no place to walk, but I'm very intentional in what I buy. Yeah. Nikki, every time I cook store-line pork chop, it's hard. It's hard to have to beat it first.
Oh, where are you? No, she says that the sirloin pork chop is hard. She's wondering.
Slow cook it. Slow cook it in the oven, then it won't be hard.
I think she meant like with a tenderizer hammer thing or something like that. I think that's what she meant.
We'll just put meat tenderizer on it if you want. Simple Guy says you guys can create a financial cookbook call it Get It Together People. Yeah, I thought about it. Let's see. Here we could call it Get It Together People! ! Living on a Dime to Grow Rich Budget e-course. That's a mouthful.
That's a lot of words, but okay.
Barbara, not really a question, but a statement. The paint on your hand looks like a snake. It's not a snake. It's just, oops. It's just paint.
Tough Love Channel.
See?
The Addie channel says Tough Love University, how to break up with the Joneses and get debt free.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
That's really good. Dee Dee. I think this is great real life experience. Yeah. Stephanie, I would be interested in the course because being a single mom, 2 kids, I would love to hear about how to buy used cars and other items like that. Oceana, how to prevent becoming homeless by making a budget. Yeah. Well, see, and part of the problem is we don't use a budget. It has nothing to do with budgeting, really. But yeah. Mandy, I say Get It Together People. It's a good thing to call it. Yeah. Paul, I've been preaching your channel for 30-year-old for quite a while now. And my family, my mom and dad never talked money around kids, so we never learned how to manage money. Yep, Connie. Stop pooping out your dollars video. So we have to do a video. Stop pooping out your dollars.
No, I draw the line there because I know who's going to be the guinea pig.
That's because you make such witty comments about it.
Is that what it is?
You're so good about that. Mary says she had the same problem with milk as you did. And it flared up her asthma. Oh, wow. Kitsy says, what the bucks for a budget title? Yeah, that's a good idea. Texas Jan, set yourself free from stress. How your finances can be the root of your stress. Yeah. Barbara, Tar, and Mike, when the weather warms up, pan for gold in your river behind your property. No kidding. Actually, probably might find some. Mackenzie, I love how y'all's complimenting. Oh, do we compliment each other so perfectly? We weren't thinking that a while ago, were we?
Hey.
Just kidding.
It's been okay since midnight.
Mitzi. In 2006, I bought a brand new Kia and saved myself over $4,000 not getting power windows and power door locks. I love the car, what I didn't pay for it. Yeah. Heather, any tips on buying clothes for when you or your family at a thrift store, but the store doesn't have a dressing room to try them on? Oh, yeah. See, that's a lot harder. So first of all, I wouldn't buy clothes if they're expensive for a thrift store that doesn't have that. So, but first of all, some thrift stores will let you use the bathroom to try them on. The other thing is like shirts and stuff. So like for pants, wear a skirt and pull them up on underneath your skirt in the corner or something and try them on that way. For shirts, wear a really light tank top type shirt and then try on your shirts over. If they're super tight, then you know that it's going to be too tight. If they fit snugly but fit, then it's probably an okay fit and it will work. That's how we do it. Then shoes, we just try on shoes while we're there. Debbie says she switched to A2 milk about 6 months ago and such a difference in her overall health. Yeah, so A2 milk, I tried it and I didn't notice anything. I should try it again and see, but yeah, I didn't notice anything. Emily says, I love being frugal. I feel so happy and fulfilled. Yes. Claire says, I don't need bodyguards. I have you.
Oh, yes, that's true. Oops.
Yeah, but if I was running the country, you'd have to sleep sometime. So we'd have to have backup, I think.
Well, that's when we get the boys and their
Just
friends.
say that's why we had 3 boys.
And that's why we live in Wyoming.
Hey, you guys don't know how good Tara is at a target.
Well,
I'm actually pretty good, aren't I?
Yep.
Mike was shocked when I actually hit the target. And I actually hit
At 50 yards.
And I actually hit the round circle parts of the target. I wasn't just hitting the white part on the edge of the target either.
Yep.
Yes, Sandy, I do eat goat milk and goat cheese. Pam, ideas, anything titled with get rich, hustles to the wealthier life, minimalist take. Yeah. Because the whole point of living this is not to wallow in your poverty. The whole point of shopping at thrift stores, buying used cars, is to build yourself up to be millionaires and have a nice, comfortable life. Most American families could be millionaires if they would stop wasting money on junk. Christy, I don't buy clothes. I ask for those for holidays. Yep. So my clothes for me is 0. Ask for what I need, nothing more. Yep. She's a plain Jane gal, proud of it. Very good. Oceana, what do you guys spend per pound on meat usually? Hamburger meat. So now anything $3 a pound or less is a good deal after last year. So if I find anything for $3 or less, if I find it for $2 or less, that's when I really stock up. Elizabeth, did you find that using the Dollar Tree, $1.25 store saves money? Not necessarily. You can get some things cheaper and like oddball things. Like I had to get something for Mike's brilliant idea, and I was able to get it there for $1.25 versus, oh my goodness, it probably would have cost me $20 maybe for the same thing other places. So for oddball things, it can save a lot. Susan, going to the mountains for a few days and we'll have time to chill. So I am taking volume 1 and 2 for entertainment and knowledge. Oh, you have fun. We really need to get away. Frugal Living says, I'm doing a small class on how to get things cheaper. People need to be retrained how to shop. Going to the store do research, you pay full price. Yeah. Darlene, I like going to the thrift stores when you go into the library. Yay, Terry. Hey, Tara, Mike, thank you for all your help you give. I know you get frustrated, but we really appreciate it. Well, thank you. I'm glad.
Yep.
Barbara, have you had time to do your painting, not the house, but your personal artwork? No, I have not lately. I haven't done it for a few weeks because I've just been so overwhelmed with everything else that my hair's on fire. Jay, adding a finance class for church is always needed, but God might be using this to help you develop your patience.
Get it together, people.
Yeah. Mackenzie, see, I told you perfectly complement each other. Mike softens my blows. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that.
Finding Oi, what snacks fill bellies? These kids are bottomless pits. We have gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free members. I mean, for us, we just make muffins and hard-boiled eggs and cheese sticks. And, you can make like cookies, granola bars, anything like that. Do you still think we have a shortage of food supply? Maria, yes and no. I'm noticing food shortages on some things, and I actually have a video coming out about that. But it's on certain things. So actually, that video is going to come out in a week or 2. But Julie, doing class at church may be a good way to develop your financial advice books. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. It could help us see where people's real needs are in the real life, because part of the problem with budgeting, us writing a budgeting book, is we have never lived like normal people.
Yeah,
ever.
We don't know what it's.
So I don't know what it's like.
Don't know what it's like to live on debt to the degree that so many people do.
I honestly cannot fathom how people can live with that amount of stress in their life. I just can't fathom it. I would be a dead person if I had debt stress on top of everything else going on in our lives. If I had debt on top of that, pushing on me all the time, I would not be alive. I don't know how people do it. Denise, we took our daughter on a week-long college campus tour of Massachusetts, upstate New York. We went to Niagara Falls as well. Very good. Yes, the northern part of New York is lovely. Yes, I've seen pictures, and I think it is. Tara, you remind me of my older sister. She's like a drill sergeant with love, but she gets the job done. Am I a drill sergeant with love?
Yes. Sure. Let's just say that. No, yes. Did you say any more?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch it. Yes, you're a drill sergeant with love.
You only need a good credit score if you tend to use credit. If you don't use credit, there's no need for a credit score. Yep, you are right, chicken stamps. Susan says debt stress versus kitchen remodel stress. Yeah, I can't imagine living with that all the time.
With the debt stress?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different stress. The debt stress, yeah, that one just.
So, well, Mike's questions are coming in. We'll tell you what happened with the kitchen remodel today. So yesterday we had the contractors do some work on Mike's brilliant idea. And I'm having to be extremely particular with this because I think it's going to be in a lot of videos, I think, for this one little section. And so when they went to go put a particular piece in, they put the screws in the wrong place and it pretty much messed up the whole thing. It can be fixed and replaced and all that, but it was just like one of those things where you're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to have to fix this. So I kind of had a meltdown with that. Well, then today, the countertops. They were here for 6 hours today, hoping to get all the countertops in, and we got no countertops even really started. So because you guys remember my double ovens in the corner that were from Satan, they are still from Satan, causing us problems. Because of that corner and how deep that corner is, I was getting butcher block countertops to put epoxy on top of the butcher block countertops. And because of that, that has caused a lot of problems. We can't just put the countertop on there because it's so deep. What did we end up deciding? Oh, yeah. Because it's so deep, first of all, we couldn't buy butcher block that was even big enough to fit it. Our bar was literally 2 inches longer than the biggest butcher block anybody makes. And so we were having major issues. Well, today they were going to get the countertops installed. We were going to be cooking with gas. Well, because of that dumb corner where the ovens are, they could not. They cut the butcher block. But when they cut it, we totally missed the whole front of the cabinet that wasn't going to have any countertop in it. So 2 $350 pieces of butcher block got cut wrong because of the way that dumb corner is. Because we have to make so many cuts to get that corner to fit right. We can't get it engineeringly correct. And it's like he said, well, I have a friend that is really good at this stuff, but even if we ask him to do it, he's a year and a half. There are so many people building here. He is a year and a half out for doing projects. And our contractor said that they have been here for 4 years and they've had one person that they've done a remodel project for, or that he's done it for, that wasn't from California.
Wow.
So it's all the Californians moving in and buying all the houses, and they have all this money and they're remodeling. So all the contractors are just busy, which you don't blame. I mean, that's not their fault. I would take the business. So anyway,
We did find out also in this process that all the electrical things work in the house, but whoever did it, they must have been using some kind of Babylonian code and how to wire electrical things, because all the electrical wiring, it works, but it doesn't really make sense. Today I discovered a thing and I fixed it, but it was super complicated. And when I finally realized what happened, but a couple months ago, the contractors found a similar thing and they were trying to figure out how to fix it. It took all day of them trying to look at it. And today it didn't take me all day, but I just ended up gutting all the wiring back to a certain point where it made sense. But then I realized kind of what they had done, but it's bizarre how complicated they made the original people that built the house made the wiring.
Yeah. So anyway, so this corner, to make it usable, our countertops have to be a particular way for us to use the corner. And it has just, that and the microwave have been the biggest headaches of this whole thing. Even Mike's brilliant idea wasn't, well, it was pretty much a headache too for part of it. But Akio says, hello from Japan, made honey garlic chicken. Her picky husband overate because he loved it so much. Ah, thanks. Hello. My mom lived there when she was a kid. Lynn, I started growing broccoli sprouts in a quart jar. My first try and it turned out great. Yeah. Mary, we paid off our debt following your principles. We figured out our bank savings were earning less interest than what we were paying in credit card interest. Yep. Get the savings and pay off the cards. Yep. Heather, how do you grocery shop, get better deals at Walmart or regular grocery stores with weekly sales? Oh my, that's like every video we've done for the last 2 months. So, I mean, I just check the ads first for our 2 grocery stores, see what's on sale, get the stuff that's on sale there. Then I go to Walmart because usually Walmart's cheaper than my other grocery stores because we only have 3 stores in town. And so there's really not competition here. So then I shop the Walmart clearance first. And then if it's not on clearance, then I just buy it at the Walmart regular price. All right, Kelly, I'm debt-free, house paid off, live on $800 a month disability. My problem is trying to save for home repairs. Yeah, that's where you'll have to do maybe side jobs or something to get up some extra money.
One thing about that, depending on what the home repairs are, a lot of them aren't that hard to do.
Yeah.
If you can learn how to do it. Mm-hmm. It's funny because one of our other viewers, she had a plug in her kitchen that wasn't working, and she had come and met us in Colorado and all that, and I told her, well, that's really easy to fix. And it had been like 7 years or something that she hadn't had this plug working. Oh. So I told her basically how to fix it. But you can look on YouTube, and those kinds of things are all over the place. And even though it sounds scary, like, oh, the plug, if you can turn off the breaker and those kinds of things are pretty easy. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And when you're paying for somebody's labor, the cost is much higher than if you learn how to do something like that. So
Wanda says, does using pickle juice as a marinade tenderize pork chops and chicken? Yes, it's really good. Nancy, the French bread is on page 82 is so good. Yes, guys, if you need this recipe, livingonadime.com, but it's on page 82 and Dining on a Dime. Also, Super Easy Recipes YouTube channel. That's actually my second highest video right now is the French bread. And so Mike will put the link in for you for that also.
For the channel.
Yeah. I wish I had thrift stores around us. Yours look great. Thank you. We were talking to our editor, videographer the other day when he was filming us, and he's like, these thrift stores really aren't that great. He used to live in Oregon, and they had some really good thrift stores. In Colorado, they have some really good ones. Mom and I are going in a few weeks, and we're going to do several videos of thrift stores there. Our daughter still lives down there, and she found one in the hoity-toity neighborhood, and she says she gets some really good stuff. So we'll have to have her take us. Jill, when I was working on getting debt-free in the 90s, I didn't use a budget. I did have an accounting system that I kept up. My attitude is the first thing. Yep. Thank you, Christina, for ordering volume 1. Thank you. Guys, 24 hours left on our Saving of the Green sale, 35% off. our print books, and then 50% off our ebooks. Dee Dee, poverty is more of a state of mind in many cases. Yes, you are right.
Well, that's why we're here, because we realize that if people can kind of get the picture of how they're often the cause of their own poverty, or maybe they're not even in poverty and they think they are, that it'll really help people. Yeah.
Mandy says, my friend will get a huge coat at Goodwill and then try on pants under it. Yeah, you could do that. And we usually go with more than one person. So like if we're at a thrift store, Mom and I, then Mom will put on a shirt and see if it fits, and then I'll hold her shirt so she can take off the other shirt and see. There's things you can do. So what if the power went off? All the meat in the freezer will defrost and we cannot refreeze them again. Okay, so first of all, I have never lost an entire freezer full of food for power. And I've lived in many places where the power goes out all the time. First of all, the power's usually not out for more than a few days. But your stuff will stay frozen 4 to 5 days in there before it starts to defrost. So it would have to be out for 4 to 5 days. But here's the thing. The savings. So it cost me about $200, thank you, $200 to fill up my freezer to save $800 to $900 on meat. So that $200 that it cost me for the meat that's on sale would have cost me retail $900. So I saved $700. So even if you, let's say you lose even 4 or 5 times in your lifetime, which I doubt it, but let's say you lose 4 or 5 times. A whole freezer. Just think how much money you would save over the long run. Heather. Dave Ramsey says no credit cards and use cash or debit only. What are your thoughts on using credit cards that you pay off regularly? I have no problem with that at all. I would say that it's fine if you want to use a debit card as a safe measure because you have no self-control. Okay. But my problem is not spending. See, you have to get to the point in your life. This is where I think his method fails. Because if you have to say no debit cards, you don't have your spending under control. Or, I mean, no credit cards, excuse me, only debit cards. Then you don't have your spending under control.
But I think that's his target audience. I think that's why he.
Yeah. Now, if it means that you have to change your route to not drive by the donut store when you're on a diet because it triggers you to stop at the donut store and buy a donut when you're on a diet, I guess I could kind of see it that way. But eventually you've got to get to the point where you can drive by a donut store when you're on a diet and not go in and buy the donut. It's the same thing with the credit cards. Eventually you should be able to use credit cards without overspending. And so.
Yeah. And actually we find that it works really great that way, because if somebody compromises the card, if you use the card in a lot of places and somebody compromises the debit card, they can take all the money out of your bank account, and it's really hard to get the bank to get it back to you. But if it's on a credit card and it's fraud, then the credit card company you haven't actually paid them for those things yet. So you don't actually have to get the money back, because even though the scammers charged it, it was a fraud. So it didn't come out of your bank account. Yeah. So we prefer to only use a credit card for like online stuff.
And I use it because I get tired of keeping track of the receipts. So like with this home remodel, I put everything on the credit card. So when I have to return something, then I can put it, then they can just look it up on the credit card. The next one, please. Dawn, is it better to get ground beef or ground chuck? I don't think it matters. I think it's the same thing. I mean, it's just chuck roast is what they're grounding up, but it's not has as much fat. It doesn't have as much fat, but that's just your taste preference, I would say.
Oops. Sorry, I put all the comments in the 2 line.
Ooh, Mary says title, How to Find Money to Get Rich. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good one. Huh. Actually, that's a really good one, Mary. You need to pull that.
I think it should be, you'll never guess how rich this will make you.
That's true. That's true. How to find money to get rich. That's really good. Okay. Let's see. Next. Why is my email not coming through? Oh, there it is. Mary says we encourage her to keep going. Her husband is following your example. Are you being a good example?
Apparently I am. Thank you, Mary.
You are a good example, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate you telling me that.
Thank you for not being a dork and just going out and buying a snowmobile when we're trying to pay off stuff.
So about that. Just kidding. You're welcome.
Mel, stuffed potatoes with meat sauce is a great tummy filler. We actually had that last night. We had potatoes with chili. Kimberly, when will the next video with Pistol come out? It's actually, I have one coming out this weekend. I have one coming out every week for the next several weeks, for like 6 more weeks. Lynn says she's newly retired and no debt. Very good. Connie, I stumbled upon your program and need to listen to this more often. I need to learn how to budget better. Need to stop shopping at Amazon Prime. Yes. Block it on your computer. Block it on your computer. Heather, the other day you mentioned you don't buy anything on your phone. What are your reasons? Do you find it better to buy on your computer? I'm just on my computer more than my phone. I don't have anything against buying anything on your phone. I'm not comfortable with putting my credit card stuff in the phone and all that. So, yeah. Esther, sorry about the kitchen. It reminds me of the children's book. If you give the mouse a cookie. I've never read that book. Kimberly, watch those expiration dates when you're... Oh, yeah. Saw that one. Cooking with cat liver. Their electrical is the same as ours. Yep. Yeah, I know. She said they couldn't run the toaster. The kitchen can't be used at the same time as the dryer in the basement. I know. We have so many electrical outlets and switches and holes in the walls with electrical boxes, plates covering. Every room has 2 or 3, I think, just electrical plates. As a matter of fact, I want to go through and start drywalling over them because it's driving me nuts. Because like every wall has probably, my goodness, 4 to 6, if not more. Some have 8 switches, plugs, and outlets. It's crazy. I had to go through after we were here like 3 or 4 months, and we still could not figure out. We still don't know what some of the outlets are for. And I had to go through and label as many as we could, but we still have some like in our bedroom that we still don't know what they run.
I have to say that after the electrical thing that I worked on this morning, I'm kind of on the warpath. I'm thinking I want to go around the whole house and figure out what all these things do and fix them.
And it's stupid.
I've already fixed a bunch of things that were not working. And the people before us didn't know if there was a hidden switch somewhere in the house. And so they just didn't use those things. But I discovered some of them just weren't working at all and fixed them.
Well, and it's stupid stuff. So like in our bathroom, in the kids' bathroom, the first switch is the secondary light. Then it's the fan. And then the main light is the last switch. What kind of nincompoop puts switches in that way? So Mike was going to go fix it. And he couldn't because they cut the wire too short.
It's one thing, if you ever do any of your own wiring, you should always leave a little bit of extra wire. Because a lot of people, when they make those electric boxes, they make the wire so short that you can't work on it because it can't come out of the box far enough to work on it. And in this case, like Tara said, they made it so short we couldn't put it in the logical position in the very same box.
Raman was so jealous of the Scentsy warmers in the last video. She doesn't see them often at the thrift store. She dreamed about them. I'm sorry. Taz, paper templates for hard angle cuts. Actually, they did make a paper template, but it wasn't working out. And so we tried another way and we thought it would work. Because it's butcher block, we're having problems with the seams not looking dorky. So Donna, just curious, what is the name of the paint on the wall? That is called Tara's Creation from Leftover Paint. I just started mixing leftover paint until I got a color that I liked. Sorry.
Well, there you go.
Kaylee Coles here in Ventura in California was having 50% off clearance. Wow. She got a lot of shirts, her and her daughter, for $2. That's great. Mindy, $375 for groceries so far this month. 4 people, 2 teenage boys. That's good. She loves our methods. Dee Dee, and guys, 35% off our Saving on the Green sale, 24 hours, and it's almost over. 50% off our ebooks. Go grab them now. Dee Dee, if the electricity goes off in the winter, put the frozen food in a cover bin on the porch. Yes. The only time I'm really worried about losing food with a power outage is during the summer here in Wyoming. Now, if you're in Florida, that's a whole nother ball game. I totally get that. But here in Wyoming, I'm not worried about it. Elizabeth says we're perfect for each other. Are we perfect for each other?
I think we must
Are
be.
we like peas and carrots?
Yes.
Are we like rice and sweet and sour sauce?
Sure. Sweet and sour. Sorry. Yes.
Well, I'm sorry you're the sour.
Okay, then.
You guys don't see him behind the scenes. Mm-hmm.
We have to tone it down for the show, or else there would just be so much of a glare.
Normally, most people can live with the debt stress because they are in denial about it. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. You're probably right. My mother raised me to be too responsible. Lori, there is no debt stress if you pay off your credit cards every month and get the rewards program. And without a good credit score, you won't be able to buy a house unless you pay for it full cash payment. Yes. So I had a friend who followed Dave's method, never had credit cards, nothing. And they went to go buy a house and it was a nightmare for them. It was an absolute nightmare. Even though they had no outstanding bills, no debt, nothing. They almost could not, get their house because they had no credit score at all. And so I think that's irresponsible advice. And I know he promotes all of his people that he's got, but let me tell you, our last house we used, or 2 houses ago, we used one of his realtors that he suggested.
Very disappointed with that.
I was very angry. This was a Dave Ramsey, and we're like, okay, we'll try it and see. That realtor was awful. Absolutely awful.
Kind of slimy.
Actually, they were just purely slime. And I think what they're doing, I could be wrong, but I think what they do is they pay to be recommended on his list. And then he vets them supposedly. There's no way. These people were awful, absolutely awful. And so I don't trust anything. Any company that they recommend on there, I don't trust it because it was such a mess. It was awful. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, I guess the thing is
I can't even
that
express how bad it was.
Call them what is it? There's a name they have for their
ELPs or something, or I don't know what it is.
I'm not really sure that they have the time to really look to see how people have really experienced those professionals. And so I think they just look to see if they have good reviews on Google and, stuff like that. But the thing is, people fake the good reviews on Google all the time. So if you see reviews on Google, especially if it's stars, if you see a car shop and it says 794 ratings and it's 5.0 stars, it's a total scam. I've realized somebody out of 700 and somebody's going to say, I only give 4-star ratings. Or somebody else is going to say, I really was irritated about this thing that they did. And so it's more realistic if the highest ones are like 4.6 stars or 4.7 stars when they have hundreds and hundreds of ratings. Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Connie, love the tip on checking your freezer while on vacation. I was gone 2 weeks and knew I had no power outages. Yeah. So that tip is freeze a glass of water, put a penny on top, and if the penny's on the bottom, that means you had a power outage while you were gone. When you get back. Julia, I put all the utility and purchases on my Visa. I always pay in full at the end of the month, and I earn an average of $500 gift cards. Wow, per year. That's great. Sample MM, I'm a brand new subscriber. How did you become such a good shopper saver? So my mom raised 2 teenagers on $500 a month. You can go back and watch the playlist, Penny Pinch and Mama series. So my mom was super extra frugal. to the point that when my dad crashed our car, he borrowed a car. They were separated, and he borrowed the car. And my mom could only turn left for a while until she could pay to get it fixed. We were super tightwad. The thing is, you don't have to be that super tightwad for most people. But it's basically you just do what you do. If you can't pay cash for it, you don't have the money for it, period. So for Jay says, do you ever watch or listen to Clark Howard's money saving show and tips on YouTube? No, I don't know. I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is. Huh? Mackenzie, everyone go grab the dollar meal plans if you already have cookbooks. Yes, we do have a lot of dollar ebooks on our shop guys. If you want to try out some of the recipes and menu plans and that kind of thing. Most of them are from our Dining on a Dime, but it's a good way to get a sample and see. Kayla, will be any more gift card giveaways? No, we're not planning on doing that anytime soon. Okay.
That was for the having people send in ads.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so in the next one.
I don't have any next one. They're just.
Mary says she hears the same things about Dave Ramsey's Christian medical insurance. Probably. I don't know what his insurance is, but I will not use any company he recommends after that. I'm sorry.
Actually, it was a team realtor. What we found is our personal experience with team realty was that it's so specialized. Like where there's somebody who's the broker and they have a team. And that means that one person does the paperwork and one person sets up the showings and one person does. And what we found out with that is there's nobody who's organizing it all. At least there wasn't with the one we were with. And at the very end, on the closing day, we almost couldn't close. I was making the calls to people because they totally forgot that was the closing day. I mean, there was, and there was no specific person who was in charge of that. So I'd call one person and, oh, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then another person's like, I'm just waiting on them. And they're like, well, I'm waiting on them. And I realized nobody's doing this work.
After we did all the work that we were paying them to do, the work that they were supposed to be paid, that we were paying them to do. You know what they had the audacity to do? Send us a $5 Starbucks card as a thank you for a $20,000 commission. Yeah. I'm still ticked at that one.
Which would have been fine if they'd actually done the job.
No, it wouldn't. Not for $5. That's ridiculous. We should have gotten at least a $500 gift card from Home Depot.
In Colorado was over the top awesome.
He was good.
He was really good. And it's funny because we found the agent in Sheridan by asking the agent in Colorado. And he found us the agent here. And both of them were really good. So, yeah.
Man, alive, don't even. Yes, guys, there's websites there. We have 1,500 recipes and pages. We have 1,500 pages on our website with recipes and tips and saving money. So go there, livingonadime.com. You can find literally over 1,500. Then I have Super Easy Recipes, my other YouTube channel, that has several hundred videos. As soon as the kitchen's done, I'm going to be doing videos in there. And all of those are in there. And then all of our cookbooks, Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, 35% off now, 24 hours left, guys. It has 1,200 recipes and tips. Dining on a Dime, gluten-free, dairy-free, has 800 recipes and tips. And Dining on a Dime Volume 2 goes with the red one. Volume 1 has 800 recipes and tips. So we have a ton of stuff.
Ellie, hello.
She just watched an ad for you guys to #support the cause. Oh, thanks, daughter.
Now there's to be a home here for you to come visit.
So now when you die, you'll have when we die, you'll have an inheritance because you watched that ad. Thank you.
Hopefully it was an appropriate ad.
Yeah. The ads nowadays, my goodness. By the way, Ellie, I was just talking about, Nan said that you have some sort of whippy thrift store down there. So we're going to have to go when we come to Colorado. All right. Let's see. There was
Donna asked, Tara, do Granny Smith apples really last longer than red apples? I've never heard that before.
I haven't. I guess they maybe would because they're not as much water. They are less water. I don't know how do you say that, but they don't have as much water content as the red ones. So I would say that, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. But Elizabeth, do you have any idea what the average person spends on alcohol? You mentioned something about people spending on alcohol, but I was curious. Unnecessary in my opinion. I know. I would be curious to see how much people. That's why I want to do the grocery cart thing at Walmart on some Saturday or Sunday, just to show how much alcohol is in there, because people don't realize.
This statistics website doesn't seem like the average is that much, but it might be that it's not that much because a lot of people don't drink, and then the others make up the difference.
Wait a minute, it's what?
Well, I don't know what this website is, but they have these statistics about costs per year on average.
No way do people spend $138 a year on wine.
Well, no, that's wine at home. Then there's beer and ale at home, alcoholic beverages purchased on trips. It's a whole list of things. But it looks like the total of everything is like maybe $500 a year.
No average. Way.
That seems pretty low.
That seems really low.
So I was just quickly trying to Google it. So
Robin, I had a realtor wanting to do closing in the hospital while my husband was deathly sick. Oh my goodness. Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Letitia, we got about $700 worth of gift cards from our realtor. I'm telling you. Yeah.
What was that?
I was just thinking about that realtor in Kansas. It was just. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Tara, let's see. All the photos, stories, and tips are my favorites in the books, like Tara on the giant old school computer. Mackenzie. That's funny.
You know what's funny? One time we lived in a house where the computer wasn't working because half of the power wasn't working in the house. It was actually like in the neighborhood where half the power wasn't working, but it was, I think that picture with Tara at that computer is on the same day as we had that problem. Wow, that was the days of fun houses.
I have to say, we got a really good realtor here. And our realtor in Colorado, finally, after years and years, we've had some pretty skanky realtors. Those last two, God was gracious.
God was gracious, and but also we were more particular about hiring them than we used to be. I think because we had other experiences before.
I don't know.
No? Okay.
We were pretty particular before. It just backfired because they lied. But anyway.
Yeah, we didn't ask for 14 references before and call each of them.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter because we're never moving again. We're dying in this house.
So when you interview, the first question you start out with is, tell me about your weaknesses. We'll forget about the strengths for now. Everybody says they have strengths. Tell me about your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing we did realize, one thing that we realized that really helped us the last two times is a lot of the problems we've had problems with team realty. We've had problems with part-time real estate people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great if they're out there trying to sell, but what we've discovered is
they're a mom,
if people
that's
do
doing it on the side.
Yeah, because that becomes sort of the second fiddle to soccer practice.
Family members as realtors, never doing that again.
But so what we found is that our best success has been with people that are professional, full-time professional real estate people that really hit it hard with marketing plan, and they have you can see a lot of sales and you can actually talk to the people.
And a man.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I won't ever use a woman realtor again.
Well, and the reason why Tara says that is because in our experience,
you call me sexist, whatever you want. I don't care. I'm never using a woman realtor again.
Experience, the full-time guys are more aggressive, and a lot of the women aren't as aggressive because they don't want to offend somebody. But the thing is, like, when you're doing a deal and you're competing against other buyers for the same thing, you have to have a game plan that doesn't matter if people feel bad about it. And that, because a couple of the agents we had, I think they were wanting to have us give stuff to the other people because it would be nice. But when it's your money on the line, it's money. So, yeah.
All right, guys, livingonadime.com. Go grab our Saving of the Green sale, 35% off our print books, 50% off our ebooks, and our 366-day, 400-page undated planner, guys. This puppy is huge. On sale now. Is the snow getting to y'all? Susan wants to know.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I love snow. I am a winter person. I have never not liked winter, and it's getting on my last nerve. It is getting on my last nerve. Yeah. As a matter of fact,
I'm not on it anymore.
If we did, the snow has gotten above Mike on my nerve. No. As a matter of fact, if we weren't in the middle of the kitchen remodel, we would probably be going to Florida or something, or Mississippi right now, because it's gotten on our nerves so much.
Yep.
But anyway, livingonadime.com. We're going to be on tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. What are we talking about? Just spit out my cough drop.
Well, you told me that you wanted to talk about 10 tips to Walmart grocery.
There. That's what we're talking about. 10 ways to save at Walmart grocery tomorrow at 2:30 Mountain. 2:30 Mountain. You figure out the time for yourself, guys. Google it. livingonadime.com. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.